The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Good afternoon, Keith Tebow from FRC Media. Thank you for joining us today. We get closer to the September 19th preliminary election in Fall River. We're speaking to as many candidates as possible, names you will see on the ballot come that preliminary election date. There'll be candidates running for City Council and Mayor on September 19th. And we're joined by one of the candidates running for City Council this year, one of the few candidates who hasn't run before. There have been plenty of candidates who have run before, and those, of course, who are the incumbents. I'm pleased to be joined today by Joseph Salvador, a newcomer looking to run this year. Joe, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, people out there may not know who Joe Salvador is. Give us a little summary about who you are and why you want to run for City Council.
Well, it's funny you say that because a lot of people do know me.
Right.
So I have this thing they call me the Forest's most interesting man.
Oh, based on the commercial?
Well,
okay.
yeah, I mean, but no, I'm out, I love, I know Fall Rivers after 5. This the Fall River I love, I work, and the reason why I'm running, because, I've always been passionate about Fall River, and now I'm at the end of my work career, and I need something to do, so this is something I'm passionate about the city. I mean, I have many opportunities to leave the city, but no, my heart is here. It'll stay here. It's not going nowhere.
Yeah. So let me ask you, is there, as you talk to people across the city, is there one issue that you're really interested in pursuing if elected? Housing.
The cost of housing these days for these young people. You want to start off on your own. You just get married. You want to rent an apartment, and and it's $1,700 a month for a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom. How can there's not enough meat on the bone for you to save to buy a house? I'm sorry, it just doesn't happen. It's very difficult. So, I think things got to get a little bit under control.
Yeah. What can a city councilor do though? A lot of times that has to do with policies that are more in line with help from the federal government or even a governor, and even a mayor can only do so much. What can a councilor do?
All a councilor can do is, when things come up, common sense. You just can't give the whole kitchen away. I'm sorry. It's common sense. Within reason, everything within reason. I mean, what do you do? Vote on policy. You vote on policy that benefits everyone, not just one group. That's the way I see it. Yeah. I mean, I'm new at this. This is gonna be new. Right. This is a new experience for me. A lot of people they know they can. This is gonna be a new experience for me. I'm just gonna absorb it all. Right. Just take it all in.
Prior to our interview, you recorded a candidate statement, and one of your other topics is education.
Education.
And you talk about how there isn't a one-size-fits-all education for students. So talk about that.
Well, the thing is, okay, I went to Diamond, all right, and I was in culinary. In shop, I was very good. I was very good in shop, but academics, not so much. So I remember when I came home one day, I told my dad, hey, listen, I have to go to summer school. In the meantime, I had a job on the pig farm. And my dad said, no, you call John at the pig farm, tell him that you want to start working full-time. And that's what I did. I called him up and said, hey, I'm going to start working full-time. But, my son happened with him. He was very good at music. He was passionate about it. They took it away from him because he was failing everything else. But, everyone has an ability. And his ability was mechanical. And he figured it out on his own. Without the forest school, without anybody. He'd figured it out on his own. He's making a very good living with a trade. If they would have given him the opportunity to go to Diamond, take these kids who are failing in school, bring them to Diamond. Maybe there's something they're good at. Because, there's so much money attached to a child. Say, I don't know, what was it, $14,000 a year per child? When the child drops out, where does that $14,000 go? Why don't we take this kid, bring him to Diamond for a couple of weeks or a month, and see how he does? If there's something there he's good at, keep him there. And that money will follow him. Why not? That's the way
You also talked about safety. Safety, not only public safety in terms of police, which I'm sure everyone's interested in that, right? But you talked about like neighborhood safety.
Neighborhood safety. Broken sidewalks, asphalt crumbling, potholes. It's not that hard to fix. I work construction, it's not that hard. Gate valve boxes on the sidewalk. They're 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Those are trip hazards for our seniors. They don't move like they used to. So, and not only that, safety, crosswalks. I mean, come on, lack of, they're not even, you can't even see them anymore. There's not enough crosswalks. People are crossing anywhere, there's no crosswalk. There's a crosswalk maybe 10 feet away. Well, guess what? Get in the crosswalk. You get hit by a car, don't sue us. If you use a crosswalk, you'll be fine. So,
yeah,
simple stuff.
You also talked about the Flint neighborhood. You lived in Flint?
I still do.
You still do, right?
Still do.
And how that's changed over the years.
Oh my God, it's so decrepit. One thing like my street, because I live on Choate, towards Notre Dame, every single house on that street is still owner occupied. That makes a big difference in the neighborhood because the owner is there, living there. So the tenants are going to act up. They're not going to be getting all whacked out. And that's what we need, And there's so many buildings, decayed buildings up to Flint, that they say they're going to be coming down, They haven't done anything. Like I said, on the corner of Choate and Pleasant, there's a house there, it's going to be coming down. I don't know when. They said within a year it was going to come down. They haven't come down yet. And they have a fence around it, but it forces people to walk on the street, walking towards traffic. Does that make sense? That's been like that for over a year. No one's ever come out to put a Jersey barrier. Put some Jersey barriers and keep the people safe. Yeah, it's common sense.
How do you view your role if elected? You'll be one of 9.
Yeah.
So there's not like you alone can do something. You would need 4 other votes, to get something passed. How do you feel that you'd be able to collaborate with others in that?
I'm good with people. I think I work with people pretty well. I'm open-minded. We all have our own things that we want to accomplish, but I'm on board whatever they decide. If it's reasonable for me, I would vote for it. It's not that hard.
Another item you brought up during your statement is local entertainment, and you did reference that the city pier is a beautiful location for events, but maybe not enough.
Where's our return on investment? All the money we spent there. Listen, they want to hire a tourism director. We don't need a tourism director. What you need is an entertainment director. What's his name? Norton, who runs the Narrows. Have him as entertainment director. Like his place is only so big for some venues that he does, but he can bring in bigger venues to that area. Every week have an event. Get the people excited. Get some return on our investment. Yeah. You know what I mean? Boats would park out there watching a free concert in the summertime. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. It's not that hard.
Let me ask you, as we get close to wrapping up here, a number of people in the community know you. You've been here since, I believe, the late 60s, right? You came
69.
1969.
What a year.
A lot going on that year.
Hey, Woodstock, Man on the Moon.
And Joe Salvador in Fall River.
And I was here for it.
So let me ask you, because some people may not know you, especially those that follow politicians may not know you. It's your first time running.
They don't know me as a politician.
Right. When you speak to people, I guess, what's your pitch? What do you tell them about yourself and
I really don't.
Okay.
I don't have a niche, a spill for them. I'm just Joe Salvador. I'm out. You see me out at night. You know what I'm saying? I like to go to those places. I talk to them. I see what the young people want. I hear them. They're not getting enough support. They want to start businesses and all, and there's so much red tape to get through, and it's just crazy. Like if you want to do an event, an entertainment event, you got to go through all these committees When if you have an entertainment director, say you want to do a block party, talk to him, boom. He'll one-stop shop. You pay the fee, he goes to the safety committee, sees the licensing board, everybody. He takes one-man shop, he takes it all. Takes care of everything. Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. So that's something you'd advocate to try to make it simpler.
Yes,
right,
yes.
in the city of Fall River.
Yes, big time.
All right, Joseph Salvador, candidate for City Council. All the best. We wish you the
Thank you
best
very
on
much.
Election Day, and hopefully we'll talk again between now and November.
I hope so.
All right, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
No
thank
problem.
you. Take
Thank
care.
you.
And thank you for joining us here at FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Please make a point to vote on Tuesday, September 19th.